In an old Roblox game called Mad Games, there's a minigame called Cat Attack, in which this evil cat named Laser Death Cat stars in. Voiced by Burger and Fries, this minigame depicts a cat of similar looks attacking the Roblox HQ. Besides winning the Bloxy Awards in 2015 for Best Boss Villain, one of the more memorable things about this minigame is the strangely blunt losing message. The cat killed all Roblox employees and the whole human race. So that made me wonder, would the human race actually lose against the Laser Death Cat? Well, let's look at what we're working with. One Laser Death Cat, from now on being referred to as LDC, versus the entire human race. To make this a little more fair, we are going to be using the previous version of the human race, specifically the one from 2015, because that's when LDC debuted in Mad Games. So any people, weapons, ideas that existed from 2016 onward are invalid in this argument. Anything from 2015 and before is fair game. Even though LDC debuted in July 2015, I'll use the human population from the end of 2015. So that's one LDC versus approximately 7.4 billion humans. Now we'll discuss the abilities on both teams. LDC is a giant cat with 1 septillion health. While health points can't be seen in real life, it's usually assumed that humans by default have 100 health, with varying amounts due to the wide diversity of human choice. LDC can shoot lasers out of its eyes which slice through people or cause explosions to buildings. It can shoot fire out of its paws, and upon physical contact with the cat, you explode. It's also capable of controlling or commanding swarms of bees to attack. How LDC does this, the world may never know. Lastly, it has an Omega Death Beam that it fires once the Roblox HQ is destroyed, causing your vision to go white and telling you that the cat has made Roblox bankrupt and burned the whole Silicon Valley. Presumably, the whole human race is still not safe in this alternate ending. Now for the human race. It's difficult to say exactly what the abilities of humans are, because if we're going to the absolute basic abilities, then humans have bipedalism, sweating, tool use, the ability to speak, shorter arms in exchange for longer legs, and various other things. But what would give humans the greatest chance is the tools that have been created throughout their existence. Weapons of mass destruction are going to be required. They've got 1 septillion health to chew down, and with the entire human race on the line. The strongest weapon ever constructed and detonated by humans was the Soviet Union Tsar Bomba. If one of these were to be deployed on LDC, would that be enough? I'm gonna have to get a little theoretical here, because if a Tsar Bomba was dropped on LDC, LDC could most definitely aim its lasers up and shoot the Tsar Bomba mid-air. Even if LDC didn't see it coming, LDC might actually be able to take the hit. Although the only feats LDC has is killing the human race, burning down Silicon Valley, and making Roblox go bankrupt, there is LDC's defense. The massive health pool LDC has is insane, and when attacked by knives, LDC doesn't even flinch. In fact, the knives are absorbed by LDC. Hypothetically, the Tsar Bomba could be absorbed. It could be theorized that the players are more of an annoyance to LDC than a threat, since it unleashes the Omega Death Beam when Roblox HQ goes down, even if there still are players on the field. Meaning that LDC might be a lot tankier than it seems to be. Not to mention that LDC holds a forward position on the field the entire fight without moving, standing tall in the face of danger. Speaking of which, we aren't even aware of LDC's other stats. If LDC is really just a giant cat, that means all of LDC's stats are that of a cat scaled to its 1 septillion health. Meaning that LDC could easily shoot, dodge, and run away from the Tsar Bomba. Even the fallout might not affect LDC. It's a cat that shoots lasers and fire. It could totally be radioactive and have a natural resistance to the fallout. Or it wouldn't affect it anyway, because the Tsar Bomba had a weirdly clean fallout due to the way it was designed. Still wouldn't be good for anyone though. But even if humans did have access to a Tsar Bomba in 2015, if they dropped it and it worked on LDC, the consequences of doing that would be catastrophic. The explosion would end up killing hundreds of thousands of people. But that's the better outcome, because if we go strictly by game logic, it's already an instant win for LDC. According to this footage, it takes about 3 minutes and 25 seconds for LDC to rise from the ground, destroy Roblox HQ, and deploy the Omega Death Beam. The human race would not be able to act fast enough to stop LDC. In addition, if we go based on the place where this fight would take place, the Roblox HQ, that would put us in San Mateo, California, in the United States of America, meaning the true fight would go as this. The United States of America versus Laser Death Cat. 3 minutes, 25 seconds. San Mateo, California. Besides the fact that the Soviet Union isn't in the USA, even if they did have access to that one Tsar Bomba, hundreds of thousands would die immediately, with surrounding areas dealing with fallout. but I don't think it would even get that far to begin with. Keep in mind, it's a surprise attack by LDC. Even if I gave all the time possible, that being the top of the screen saying what the next minigame is, the time the USA would have is still just 3 minutes and 49 seconds before the Omega Death Beam. The fastest defense that the United States can deploy is the IRF, which responds to threats within 18 hours of being told. 18 hours. But let's just say that they're able to deploy within the 3 minutes and 49 seconds, so that would bring the Army and Air Force to the fight. Presumably though, there would still be a lot of civilians in the area, not to mention all the Roblox staff in the HQ taking shelter from the LDC. Presumably, the IRF couldn't open fire on the LDC because it's way too risky, but again, for the sake of it, let's just say that they opened fire on LDC despite all the civilians in the area. If this was to happen, I'm not totally sure how it would go because we don't actually see LDC fight any aerial troops, but one thing is clear. LDC can aim its lasers up. What about the army though? Well, they're actually more in line with how the players in Mad Games fight the LDC, which is a lot more head-on. However, there's a couple things that make Robloxians very different from humans. Robloxians auto-heal, they can be hit by lasers, debris, and can be swarmed by bees. Humans upon being hit by LDC's lasers would die immediately, and debris could easily prevent them from moving and could outright kill them too. Although humans technically auto-heal, it's at an extremely slow rate that has no meaningful impact in such little time. Humans also cannot be swarmed by bees without suffering serious damage. Unless the army also has beekeeping suits on, they will get deterred immediately by the bees and everything else that the LDC can do, which means they'll never be able to get into proper positions to take down the LDC. So let's make it even worse for the humans. Let's say the IRF can't make it in time. So that leaves the people of San Mateo, California to defend against the LDC. Anyone who's carrying a weapon on them, anyone who can do any meaningful damage by any means necessary would be crucial to the fight. Oh, and first responders too. Duh. But that would obviously go horrendously. So let's get theoretical again and say that nuclear weapons are the only realistic option for the US here. But then the question changes to, would he do it? The President of the United States has all the authority regarding the usage of nuclear weapons with nobody being able to directly stop the request. And also remember that this fight is taking place in 2015. So, would Barack Obama drop a nuclear bomb on Roblox HQ? Let's say that nuclear weapons were ruled out because they'd cause too many casualties. Let's also say that there's no time limit, and that LDC doesn't unleash the Omega Death Beam after destroying Roblox HQ. So then there's a question of what each part of the world would do to fight LDC, or really, which one would last the longest. Honestly, I don't know. I'd assume it'd be Russia, because it's the largest in terms of land, so that's more ground to cover for LDC. Humans can't do anything against LDC, unfortunately. It really is just a steamroll by Laser Death Cat. But there do exist other versions of LDC that humanity may have a chance at fighting. Let's take a look at the source material. Laser Death Cat doesn't actually originate from Mad Games, it's actually from a source game, Team Fortress 2. Specifically a community achievement farming server called Achievement All V4. This server was designed as a fake achievement farming server that has the original Laser Death Cat. This catastrophe was created by the server owner and intentionally activated by them too. So how does this LDC compare to the Mad Games LDC? Well, for starters, Source LDC takes no damage, and is almost the exact same as Mad Games LDC because this is what it was based on. Lasers are shot from Source LDC's eyes at players and buildings. There's also lasers that can make small craters in the ground. Source LDC can also send bees onto players and has an Omega Death Beam that makes the screen go white after 56 to 57 seconds. Upon physically touching Source LDC, the player will be sent up and tossed away. Source LDC can also summon sentries from the ground and has this unique ability to take players away and kill them. So, could humans beat Source LDC? No. Source LDC doesn't even take damage. This goes even worse than with the Mad Games LDC. So what's this other version of LDC then? In the game The Mad Murderer X, there's a map you can vote for called Cat Attack, and once it's selected you will fight the modern LDC. I'll just call it XLDC. XLDC is every ability that LDC does, with the new additions of being able to control lightning, becoming invulnerable to damage after holding 2 balls of yarn, and the fire from its paw acting more like lava than fire. XLDC has considerably less health than LDC, ranging about 26,100 health, but is a lot more dangerous due to how much faster it fires its lasers. So then, can humanity beat XLDC? Well, let's set the stage. XLDC debuted in May of 2025. For the hell of it, let's just say that the human population is that of what it is right now in April 2026. Any ideas, people, weapons, etc. from April 2026 and before is fair game. Although the arena isn't said to be the Roblox HQ, I think it makes the most sense to set the stage here again. XLDC versus 8.28 billion people. And here, whether or not you lose because everyone died or because the Omega Death Beam was shot is irrelevant because both will tell you that the cat destroyed everything. So now not only is the human race on the line, but so is everything. Realistically, humanity is still losing because it's impossible for the IRF to get to Roblox HQ in time. From the cat rising to it shooting the Omega Death Beam, it takes about 3 minutes and 42 seconds. So even if humans got the IRF in time, they'd have an even rougher time now because now XLDC has an actual counter to aerial units, that being its lightning controlling capabilities. Units on ground also get a new problem because lasers are fired much faster now and the new threat of lightning. The only way humanity could beat XLDC is if they were warned ahead of time that XLDC was coming. Even then, that'd still probably go badly, but I could see humans winning just because XLDC has much lower health than LDC. Honestly, if humans just had a heads up, they'd have a much better shot, but because it's a sudden attack with a little over 3 minutes of time, it makes them unable to act at all. But overall, humanity cannot be any form of LDC without some insane sacrifice through the use of nuclear weapons. And at that point, is it really a win if so many lives are lost? Alright, this entire video I referred to humanity as a separate entity. I haven't included myself in the fight alongside humans, so let's say that I can help during this fight. Against XLDC is the best shot we got, since it's got the lowest health pool. It's an instant solo by me, by the way. XLDC doesn't stand a chance, no contest, no rematch. The Roblox HQ might be in shambles, but that's the only damage done. I'll be honest, I had no intention on making this video. I was working on another video and used the Wayback Machine to see what was happening in February 2016 when I saw Mad Games again. I joined the game even though there wasn't anyone on and was just reminiscing when people suddenly started joining. I decided to start recording because I thought it was pretty unusual to even manage to play Mad Games in 2026, let alone have footage of it. Then a couple of rounds went by and I got to fight the Laser Death Cat again. Then when I lost, I thought it was kinda weird how blunt the losing message was, but maybe it's because I don't see the word kill in games on Roblox at all anymore. But then I sort of thought about it. Would humans actually lose to the evil cat? And here I am over 8 hours later having just finished the script. I thank the Mad Studios fandom wiki for having trivia regarding the cat attack's origin, because with that I was able to find this video by Whomobile which shares the story regarding achievement all v4. I was honestly surprised at how much I had to look into, because I didn't think it actually went anything further than just Mad Games and Lolaris being Lolaris. Well, that was fun. Okay, bye. This was the biggest fight of 2016 right here. Why are there bees around me? Dude, this cat could totally beat Homelander. God, they're so overpriced.